Hello, my name is Brandy Wallar and I'm the COO of New Vision Homeless Services. A lot of you guys might know us as Mom's Place, but I just want to thank you for the opportunity to share with you about what the Lord has done through our ministry over the last 26 years. Our founder, Pastor Wallar, started a church with 6 members in the old Marguerite's Catering Hall, and he was preaching, and he stopped and he said, I want to do something for Council Bluffs. He's like, we're going to start feeding hungry individuals. So the next week, all he had and all he could get a hold of was a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, an apple, a bottle of water, and some brown paper bags. So he started there, and I always say that's God will only use with what you have, and that's what they had. So he started driving around Council Bluffs asking people if they're hungry, which might sound a little crazy to some people unless you were the family that was hungry. And then it was a miracle. And so that's how we started 26 years ago. And so what ended up happening is hunger never stops. And so people would be waiting outside in the hot and the cold and the rain and the snow asking for multiple sack lunches. So Pastor Wallar several months later was preaching, and he stopped and he said, we're going to get a bus. And within a week, he had an old school bus that he took and renovated, and he made it into the Mom's Place kitchen bus. So we used to park it underneath the viaduct and then invite people out of the cold to get a warm meal. And the same thing happened. Before long, we had a line of 100 people down the street. And so he prayed again, and the Lord gave him an old hardware building under the viaduct. And so that's where we really started taking off with our food programs. And so we started doing daily meals. That's where I started 17 years ago. So I started as a social worker. At that time, I wasn't saved. And actually how I got saved was seeing a man who was homeless and see God change his whole entire life. And he invited me to church, and the church I was avoiding for 2 years, I went to, and I ended up marrying the senior pastor, which was Pastor Wallar's youngest son. So that's what we do at New Visions. We are just able to bring hope to people in need, whether it is the social worker or the individuals experiencing hunger or homelessness. So from our little hardware shop where we served over 1 million meals, we moved to the facility where we're at now, and we have a emergency men's shelter, Joshua House. So it has 64 beds, but on most night we sleep double that in our dining hall, Mom's Place. So we're still serving meals, haven't missed a meal since that first sack lunch. So after we're done serving dinner to anybody in the community that's hungry, we roll up the tables and we put mats down so we don't have to turn anybody away. And then we have 26 apartments that we offer housing to, and especially to our friends that have experienced chronic homelessness. So we really want to go after those ones that are struggling. So we're able to give them their own home. And in 2012, we had an opportunity to team up with our local Veterans Administration, and we built a $5.2 million campus over in Omaha where we're able to offer 54 veterans their own safe place at a time as they get back on their feet. So a lot has happened in those 26 years. So right now, I kind of hit on some of those, but our big program since the pandemic is our food security program. So that has increased about 300% because it's going back to why we started is hunger doesn't stop. It doesn't stop in the midst of a pandemic. It doesn't stop if somebody loses a job or gets sick. And so we've really been here. So while other nonprofits have scaled down on their services, we have scaled up. So last month alone, we provided 10,333 members food and food pantries from our community alone in Southwest Iowa. So we're still here. We're still feeding people. We're still sleeping people. We're getting ready for Christmas, which is my favorite time of the year. So last year we helped out about 1,500 kiddos on one night. So this year we're going to do 3,000 kiddos on 3 nights. So it's just awesome to see when you have a vision and when you're able to connect with the community and like believers, what we're able to get done. The model that we go after is just really meeting them where they're at, knowing their name. I can't tell you what that means to just reach out your hand and say, hi, my name's Brandy, what's your name? That you matter. And so that's what our whole services are about, is just really seeing the needs of our community and meeting our individuals right where they're at. We just want to thank you for partnering with us. The impact we're able to have when us as the body of Christ comes together and really truly are his hands extended in the world, we will take over. Jesus went into his neighborhoods, then he took over his city, then he took over nations, and then he took over the world with the gospel. And so when we all come together, we get to change Council Bluffs. So we just want to thank you for the opportunity. If you guys ever want to come down, we invite you to come and be a part of what's going on here at New Vision Homeless Services.